Got some good news. New checks are arriving today for Social Security recipients of up to $1,827. This couldn't come at a better time as things are more expensive now than almost ever. And I'll let you know exactly who is receiving those checks. And I got some not so good news for you. Looks like over 1 million people are on the SSDI waiting list, waiting for disability claims. What is being done about it? Well, Congress is grilling Social Security Administration of what to do about it. I'm going to play you a full video clip of what's going on when it comes to SSDI, what needs to be done about it, and when it comes to cuts to Social Security, there are 3 states that won't be impacted by cuts, but there are a few other states that may be impacted the least. I'm going to let you know which are the best states to live in that'll be least impacted by the upcoming Social Security cuts. Who will that be affected? Who's going to receive checks today? What's going on? Congress got a lot of important updates to share with you and some other important updates as well. But before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe for more Social Security updates on increases, decreases, and everything in between. And this video is sponsored by my company, Wise Sense. If you or anyone you know is looking to increase your credit score or remove negative items, got my contact information down below. Book a free phone call with me. All right, let's get into it here. When it comes to the Social Security payments, so COLA Social Security 2023, new $4,550 payments going out to millions in just days. Well, actually, it's today. So looks like payments of up to the average check is $1,827 and the maximum is $4,555. So this is one of the last few checks that's going to be at the 8.7% COLA rate before it changes in January. So when it comes to when the checks are going out in November, first one is going to be today. Let me get to the chart here. So it looks like first one, so payment for those who have received SSDI since before May 1997 was November 3rd, and then November 8th, which is today, SSDI payment for those with birthdays falling between the 1st and 10th on any given month. And then we have the November 15th, which is for anyone with birthdays 11th to the 20th. And then November 22nd for birthdays between the 21st and the 31st. So those are the Wednesdays that the payments are going out. Then when it comes to the not so good news, when it comes to Social Security, looks like more than 1 million people are waiting for Social Security process initial disability claims. The consequences are devastating, according to lawmakers. So what's going on here is Social Security disability is getting tougher to qualify for. What you need to know. So if you're on SSDI, which is one of the hardest things to be on because it's for our most vulnerable people in our society who are going through the toughest time of their life because of external circumstances that they weren't able to control. How is the Social Security Administration treating people on SSDI or about to get on SSDI? Not too good. If you're on SSDI, let me know, how is the SSA treating you? Could they do better? If you're waiting to get on SSDI, definitely want to take a look at this video right here, as this may affect you. What'll happen in the future. And then after this video, I'll go over which are the states that are least impacted by Social Security cuts. So take a look at this video of what's going on in Congress.
Order next, we'll call on my dear friend, Mr. Kildee from Michigan. Sir, you are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to you and the ranking member for holding this really important hearing. Mr. Chairman, you said something at the outset of the hearing that I think was precisely on point. This hearing would be well informed if we had our district staff sitting at this table testifying, because they have had to become quite expert in these matters. I've talked to my district director, I can't tell you how many times. And I still remember the first time when I was questioning him about a case that had come to my attention where there was an initial denial of a disability application. And he told me, and this is something Mr. Higgins referenced, he told me, well, everybody gets denied at the first step. Now, that sounds kind of glib. And like, oh, that's just step one is your denial. That's completely unacceptable. And I think we all agree with that. That's completely unacceptable. Because the folks, and Mr. Camp, you made this point with the case you raised, These are not cases to be processed. These are individual human beings who are going through the worst experience in their lives and have paid into a system that denies them without really any substantive review, and then puts them through a process that makes it really difficult for them to get something that is due to them, that is a promise that we made to them. Now, where I think we may find some disagreement is how we fix the problem. The one thing I will acknowledge is that simply providing more money without using those resources to make the system work better doesn't solve the problem. But there's another thing I know absolutely. Punishing the Social Security Administration with deep cuts because we're unhappy with customer service only exacerbates the problem. It doesn't solve the problem, it exacerbates the problem. In either case, we've got to do a better job. And to the issue of technology that you raised, I don't think that we're going to get significant technological improvements through donations. We're going to have to acquire, and that's going to mean spending some money. So I could repeat a lot of the arguments that have been made, but I do have a particular issue that is tangentially related to this that has become a bit of a cause for me. And it's a small matter, but it's a big question for individuals that I represent. It has to do with a case that came to my attention. An individual in a nursing home who is dependent on supplemental income and also quite dependent on the personal needs allowance. And Ms. Burdick, I wonder, just based on your experience, if you could help us understand how the fact that what was once a $30 allowance is still a $30 allowance going back to 1987, which is worth about $12 right now for people who are living on very modest means and want to buy a birthday card for their grandchildren or replace a sweater because the one they've got is worn out. We got to do something about this. Congress needs to act to do something about it. I wonder if you just might comment on what it's like for a person who is living on such modest means to have such little support for the basic elements of a decent life.
Thank you for the question, Congressman. I mean, personal needs allowances, as you said, have not been updated for decades. They're supposed to give people who are living on benefits in institutions the money they need for personal items, toiletries, birthday cards, as you mentioned. $30 just doesn't cut it anymore. I think we all know that. I think I saw in the train station today, deodorant is $5. It isn't enough, and it needs to be updated. People really are struggling to get just the bare essentials.
I appreciate that. I don't know if any of the other panelists would like to comment. I would ask, Mr. Davis, what the effect of a dramatic cut would be on the reform efforts that you are initiating right now in terms of the disability process.
So as I mentioned earlier, it would be devastating. We made tremendous progress. I know it probably doesn't feel like it or sound like it, but we did 90,000 more initial claims in FY23 than we did in FY22. And, one thing that I think we all need to be cognizant is the impact that the pandemic had on the agency. It disturbed our normal operational flow. It impacted the labor market. And so, we are seeing the outcome of that and trying to recover. But, I feel like the money that is requested in the president's budget, the $15.5 million, we would make good use of it and continue to make the progress so that we can return to pre-pandemic pendings and pre-pandemic processing times.
I appreciate that, and thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing. I'll just finish with this one point. Additional resources without a plan won't solve the problem. Additional resources to fund a plan gives us a shot. But I know for certain, deep cuts to the program will not make it better for the people that we serve, no matter what our circumstances might be back home. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank the gentleman.
What are your thoughts on what the debate is on SSDI in Congress? Let me know it down in the comments below. Moving on, Social Security cuts states that would be impacted the least. So when it comes to Social Security cuts, there's not going to be a big cut unless nothing is done about it. So the program is on pace to deplete the trust trusts that fund it by 2034. SSA is able to pay just 77% of scheduled benefits in roughly 10 years. So what happens if it is cut? Which are the best states to be in? So it looks like Utah, Alaska, and Texas have a winning formula. So these states have a younger demographic profile with fewer folks age 67 and up, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. In fact, the Population Resource Bureau says Texas, Alaska, and Utah are the 3 youngest states in America, with 13.2%, 13.1%, and 11.7% of population age 65 and older. By comparison, oldest is Maine and Florida, both over 21%, saying they also have a lower percentage of their population receiving Social Security benefits as per the Social Security Administration. But there's a kicker. These states also have robust state-based programs for seniors. So even if Uncle Sam tightens the purse strings, these states have a safety net in place. It's like they've built their own financial bunkers against the potential Social Security storm. So 4 states that don't tax retirement income are Illinois, Iowa, Mississippi, and Pennsylvania, and 9 states exempt all income from taxation are Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming. Now, there are 3 states that offer excellent senior benefits. Those are Virginia, Hawaii, and Georgia. So the reason why, Virginia, the state is known for excellent healthcare options with an extensive network of hospitals and high proportion of Medicare registered doctors. It also stands out for its wealth of senior living and home care facilities, as well as for its low taxes and strong economy. Hawaii, despite the state's high cost of living, residents 65 and up enjoy an average household income that's 33% higher than the national average. Also, healthcare costs are 11.4% lower. It also offers low property taxes and tax exemptions for Social Security income. And then Georgia makes the list because of its exceptionally low healthcare costs, low taxes, and senior-friendly policies. So those are the states that are best, worst for Social Security. That is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you the one thing that you should do. Whenever you feel down and you have no longer positivity, you have negativity, chase that negativity away. Be nice to the positivity because the negativity makes you feel wrong, bad, and doesn't make you feel good. Negativity, it means negative, bad. Positivity, good.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your support. If you want to know about the $1,400 senior Social Security stimulus check, definitely want to click this video over here because of what President Biden said and did and how a $1,400 senior Social Security stimulus check is possible. Definitely click that video right now and I'll see you in that video. Explained it all to you. So click that video and I'll see you in that video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.